how do you do this normally? Do I ask the questions, or do you just tell me the?
It can be, however you want it to be. I can look and see what's going on, or you can ask me questions. I think because since we have a shorter amount of time, it's probably easier just to go with questions. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, great.
So,
Underpants. Toast. Muppet.
And Muppet. Great. They're so wonderful.
They're very chill. This is how they are.
I love it. And she is just such a sweetie.
Muppet is a sweetie. You guys, Muppet is a sweetie, but she has a real firecracker personality.
Yeah.
She's very protective.
Very protective, right?
She loves hard.
Loving hard is
Yep.
all right.
Yeah.
All right. So, what questions? I know you wanted to ask about their past experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So, how old is Pants?
Pants is like 8, 9, and Toast is like maybe between 11 and 13.
Okay.
And she's in Muppets in the 8, 9 range, and they were all, for the Dodo viewers, they were all puppy mill rescues. Mm-hmm. So they had this like past experience that they had like 6, 7, 8 years where I didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
And they were being abused in these puppy mills, so I just don't know if they have any recollection of that or if that's totally wiped.
Yeah.
Like, do they know they had puppies? Like, do they ever think about that?
Yeah, they don't. What I get from them is that they don't. It's not like they dwell on the past. They all tend to be very much in the present, but there are, for each of them, they have their own triggers or things that bring back certain experiences. They also seem to have grown in their awareness since they stepped into living with you. So coming from sort of it's like unconscious space in that experience, which kind of makes sense. You don't really want to be, you're not really living, you're just churning out.
Yeah.
And so there's not a lot of being present and connected. They were kind of just there, is what I get with really all of them. And I would wonder if they were even at times drugged, like, because I don't see them fully in their body during this time period. I mean, it's different for each of them.
Yeah.
Her experience is the strongest. She has the most emotional resonance from anything that happens to her.
That's why she's so barky and crazy and like.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that she, when I look at her, there's just this kind of vibration in her space that it keeps her on her toes. It keeps her always watching. She doesn't trust very easily, and she doesn't. She also doesn't allow people in very easily. So she's very cautious about who is around or what they're doing, why they're there. She is a good judge of character, though, I would say. So trust where she's coming for the most part. If it has to do with you, she's probably being super overprotective. But in general, she has a good judge of how of a person's intention or their heart, their energy, because she does pick up on things like that. I would also say that of all of them, she runs whatever's going on with you. So if you're upset, she's not going to be very grounded. If you're feeling frantic, she's going to be like, whoa, something's not okay here. Toast seems to, she's more senior, so she's more, I don't want to say resigned because that's not the right word, but she's more in command of her space, and she's not going to get too upset about anything unless it's really serious.
Yeah,
if it's really serious, then she's gonna perk up and she's gonna be like, hey, something's not right here. But she'll let things slide.
Does she know that she almost died during? She got really sick before I started her Instagram account, and she bled overnight and she was in the hospital. I always wonder, and they said she was gonna die, and she didn't die. I visited her overnight, and she didn't die. Does she know about that?
She does. She has, like I said, she lives very much in the present, so she doesn't dwell on the things. If I go back through her timeline, I can see her at that moment. I see her being very, very okay with her experience. So, and maybe that came from her experience with the puppy mill, where she's just like, whatever.
Yeah.
But even in that moment, there was some fear there, but she was really like, if it's now, it's now.
Okay.
But I also saw her having like a real desire to be present, so she was not giving up. She was like, yeah, I want to stay here. I like this lady.
Okay. And I think the thing everyone always asks me is, does she know that she's famous?
Does she know she's famous? It's an interesting question. What she understands, which is really interesting to look at, is that there are moments in time where more energy hits her.
Okay.
Right, which would probably be when more people are looking at her for whatever particular reason.
Yeah.
But she doesn't, she's not like, I'm famous.
Okay.
And Pants is funny.
Pants is so funny!
I love Pants.
I love Pants. Me too.
I mean, they're all so wonderful in their own way, but Pants is just like...
what's she doing?
That's what she does. She's like, I'm just kind of, I'll like walk around, I'll check this out, I'll check that out.
Does she like me? Like, does she understand? Like, because she doesn't snuggle, she's very independent.
She's very independent. I wouldn't take that personally.
I'm not.
She's like she's your independent third child. Who just like...
She's always like kind of meditating. I say she's meditating, but she's kind of sitting there and like she just doesn't care what's going on. She'll face the wall. Like, I don't understand what she's doing a lot of the time. I don't know if she knows what she's doing.
And I was going to say with Pants, I think she's, although it's not like in some magical way, but she's more on a spirit level plane of things. Like, she will see things that you might not see. She's, I don't know, she just, that's kind of the plane that she runs in. So she's not necessarily always so, hi sweetie, she's not necessarily always so focused on the physical realm.
Yes, this is the spirit realm. Wow. Pants. But does she like it here?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Absolutely.
And because she's very nervous when you pick her up. When you pick her up or you give her food or everything, she's very distrustful, and she has never gotten more comfortable.
Yeah. So if you like hand feed her,
if I give her a treat, she's like kind of backs away and takes it so lightly, or she'll put it on the ground first and then pick it and take it away. Or when I go to pick her up, she like flails.
Yeah.
Because she like can't understand where she's going.
Yeah, she she is so, I want to say almost like insular in her space. Like it's her in her world.
Yeah.
And I think part of that is a protection from her past experience. That's how she made her way through it. So
she was in there the longest.
So she doesn't. It's great. She's like okay with people. And I think you're a great person for her to be with because you get it and you get her. But, is not comfortable with a lot of physical touch, with a lot of, certainly not cuddling. That would be threatening to her, right? If you were to hold her, she would feel,
not like that.
That would be more of like a dog response of like she's being threatened.
Yeah.
So nothing that goes over her shoulders or anything like that's really threatening for her.
Yeah.
So, but there's some things we could do energetically to clear stuff out.
Okay.
Sometimes, like in readings, and I say that because we just have a short period of time. I will talk to them about what they're doing, and we could do that later.
Yeah. Off camera.
But because it takes a little longer.
Yeah.
It's not so interesting to see me sitting with my eyes closed. But we could talk to her about that experience and try to help her step in to being here now, because one of the things that I do with them is that I connect with them at the spirit level and help them understand their own journey and what they're working on and what they've learned, and sometimes that can help them shift.
Do they have past lives?
Animals are interesting. I'm going to say yes.
Yeah.
What I see is that we all go back to spirit. So there's one big collective and we're a part of it. And then we can be an individual spirit within that, which I know is probably, people are like, what are you
No, it's
talking
hard
about?
yeah.
But like with dogs, they, like the canine world, the canine spiritual collective consciousness, a lot of their journey is about helping human spirits evolve, right? So it's about that partnership that we have with each other. And sometimes it shows up really ugly, right? So if somebody needs to learn about compassion, that they need to learn about being human, about kindness, it can show up with the abuse, right? So it's like, so we learn by the opposite, unfortunately. Like we don't learn kindness by being kind. We learn kindness by recognizing that what we did was wrong, and then that we have to.
Do dog abusers recognize what they did is wrong?
Not always, you know.
But then do they learn about it later?
Later down the road,
Yeah.
Maybe they get arrested for it, and that's
Yeah.
like a wake up call.
Yeah.
It's like whatever the spiritual wake up call
Yeah.
is that says, hey, you know, you can't be like this.
Yeah.
So, you know, on the biggest level, we're in agreement with everybody on the planet when we're here, right? Everything that I do, you do, they do, it all is connected to whatever we're working on this level,
Yeah.
to help us all move forward.
Yeah.
You know, which isn't always great. You know, we're not always like I said, we don't learn by
No,
doing the right thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
We learn by doing the wrong thing. We're not so smart.
We're not.
They know what they're doing.
They're just true, right?
They
just
are.
have,
They're
like,
really true, but they have their own lessons, right? So we can see a dog who's like super unconscious that you know wants to learn how to be present, or we can see a dog who's dealing with fear and wants to move through that or step through it. I've watched them evolve and do some really cool things over time when I work with animals. So
cool.
yeah, it's so great.
And does Muppet feel unloved?
Muppet does not feel unloved. Muppet feels
Are you
confused
sure?
sometimes.
Okay.
Right, and she does, because she has all these pictures in her space about like energy pictures about like what's okay, what's not okay. Sometimes things hit those pictures and then she feels it. She feels, oh, I did something wrong. Oh, something's not right here. Like if you were upset about something, she may think you're upset with her. Because it's that she just picks it up in that way. She's very empathetic in that way. She's an energy sensitive puppy. But she doesn't feel unloved, and that's one of the interesting things about dogs, right? Is that their heart chakras are so huge that they just are love, and so you can see dogs who are horribly abused and still have tremendous amount of love, right? It's like that's them. So it's not so much that they would feel unloved or loved. It's I don't even know how to explain it. They're they feel the bond and they feel the connection. So I guess that's probably a more accurate way to describe what they experience, right? So they feel that connection and the bond to somebody, and they know. Do they register it as love?
Okay, no. So she doesn't know that I like Pants the most. Well,
No.
Toast is like my coworker,
right.
So we have a different relationship. But Pants is I cry every time I see her face. I love her face. And Toast, there's no other dog I've met ever like Toast. Toast is like a physical dumpling. Her energy is so neutral.
Yeah.
No dog, mean dogs, like. Not mean dogs, but dogs who are biting or snapping or anything. No one has ever snapped at Toast.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean?
It's just really balanced.
It's right, because I think they come to her and they're like, "What's up?" And she's like,
right.
Yeah. But even with these two dogs, who snapped at those two, but no one has ever snapped at her. So I just feel like
she is really, grounded, and there's a real center to her that she's just, very solid.
And she reacts to that energy, like the fame energy. Like, that's the thing. Like, I have her on a red carpet, and she just, like, walks to the thing, like, lets the photographers take her photo. Yeah. Like, she doesn't, there's no, like, fight about it. She's like, oh, this is good.
Yeah. She's really, and also she has a lot of gratitude, which I find is that's right. So she's just happy to be, right? She's happy to be here, to be with you, to be, she's kind of a Zen dog in a way,
She's a Zen dog. Right? Yes. Yeah. But Kate, do people have questions? Or on Dodo, do people have questions?
We had one question. Was Pants Mozart in her past
Oh,
life?
do you know that this is one of my themes I do, which is that I think Pants thinks she was Mozart in her past life, and that when she's meditating, when she's sitting with her eyes closed, she's wondering, was I Mozart? I miss being
So
Mozart.
funny.
So that was very funny. Yeah, I don't know if she was.
Someone else said she's Yoda.
She is very Yoda.
Yeah.
Also in the
Very
face.
zen too.
Yeah. They're so great.
And do they? I guess my last question is, I don't know why I'm being so selfish with this reading, but do they have any feelings towards me in a negative way?
I'd have to really dive into it, but I can see that, again, back to Muppet. It's all Muppet and her, her experience of energy that there's probably a lot of similarities in a way between the two of you or something, right? And so there's things that maybe you do that maybe she's like, why would she do that?
No, because we're kind of the same. Yeah. I'm Muppet. Oh, I hate that I'm Muppet because I think that I'm Toast, but I'm really Muppet. I know I want to be Pants, but really I'm Muppet. Oh, I knew it.
Someone just said Muppet is the best. So
thank you. Who said it?
I love my CKCS. Thank you.
Oh, my King Charles Spaniel. Okay,
Oh,
cool.
that's so sweet.
Okay, fine. So I'm Muppet. We've established that. That's fine. And then, do they sense a new dad in their life?
These two know.
Yeah.
This one.
This one knows.
Yes.
And she likes?
Not sure.
She's unsure.
Yeah, but not. I don't get like a huge like
Vibe from it.
I don't get like, oh no. I get
Okay.
just the cautious. I'm gonna keep an eye on this.
Okay.
I'm keeping an eye on this.
But these two don't.
No.
Okay. Yeah. What do they think? That's
Just a
fine.
long figure out.
Oh,
So
man.
I put together something for everybody if they're interested, people who are watching.
Cool.
I'm doing this free webinar for you all to help you deepen your relationship to your animal friends. And all you have to do is text DOGS, DOGS, to 66866 and put in your email and you'll get signed up.
Do you need to repeat that? Do people hear that?
Let's say it one more time.
Okay, it's DOGS. You're going to text DOGS, DOGS, to 66866. And it'll ask you to put in your email, and then you'll be registered for this free webinar I'm doing in a couple of weeks that'll help you deepen your relationship to the furry friends that you love, or scaly friends, or feather friends.
KB, do you want to type that in the comments so people can screenshot it?
Totally.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Well, because I feel like I would be like, I wouldn't find a pen, and
Yeah.
I'd miss it,
Like,
and
I
how do I do it? DM someone. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So Muppet, will Muppet ever find a boyfriend? Muppet doesn't want a boyfriend.
Why?
Muppet's done.
When she's done, I'm her boyfriend.
Yes, Muppet's done. Maybe Muppet may fall in love, but I don't know that it would be a boyfriend. She may fall in love with somebody that she just has like big googly eyes for.
A man or a dog?
A man.
A man,
Yes.
not a dog.
No.
Okay. Muppet. That's fine. I don't know. I think we asked a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Cool. That's it, dudes.
So great.
Any more questions from the audience? We done? Muppets out? Okay.
Everyone's sleeping.
Okay.
Thanks,
Thank
everybody.
you.